Miles to go, everyone. Welcome to the part 2 of History, Chapter 1 How, When, and Where. In the first part, we have learned about the periodization and how Britishers have divided Indian history in different parts. In part 2, we will learn about colonialism and what sources do historians use to write Indian history of last 250 years. So, without wasting any more time, let's start. What do we mean by colonial or colonialism? The subjugation of one country by another leads to political, economic, social, and cultural changes. It refers to the process of colonialism. India was also a colony of Britishers. So it was colonized by Britishers and Britishers subjugated India politically, economically, socially, and culturally. There are three important sources of history. First, it is the administrative records of British government. Second is the surveys which British government did. And third is unofficial record which were collected through the personal diaries or the autobiographies, newspapers of those time. We will discuss each point one by one. The first point, the administrative records of British government. One of the most important source in the is the official record of British government. This is the most authentic source of information which we can get. The British believed that the act of writing is very important. The British also felt that all important documents and letters are need to be preserved. So they set up a separate record room attached to all administrative institutions, which is now one of the most authentic source of history. And by 19th century, with the spread of printing, multiple copies of these records were printed as proceeding of each government and department. Second important source of information of history were the surveys which were carried out by British government. Britishers believed that a country had to be properly known before it could be effectively administered. By early 19th century, a detailed surveys were being carried out to map the entire country. Britishers set up a department of census which was carried out every 10 years, and these surveys used to prepare a detailed report about the people of India. It used to have a detailed report about the villages, the people live in villages, what kind of business they do, what economic class they come from, what religion they follow, what caste they belong from. So all these detailed report help British government to know India better, to know about the people of India better, and this helped them to rule India better. And there were many surveys which were done by British government. Like there were surveys like botanical survey, there were surveys like zoological surveys, archaeological surveys, anthropological surveys, and the forest surveys. All these surveys were done to know more about India, to know about that what this country, the potential this country has, and how they can increase their revenues. So that was also one reasons why they used to do all these surveys. But now these surveys have become a very important document of history. Now people go through these documents to know more about India or Indian history. The third source of information, as we all know it as unofficial record. This unofficial record is basically the diaries of people of those times, accounts of pilgrims and the travelers who travel in that time period, autobiographies of important personalities, and popular booklets that were sold in the local bazaars. And as printing spread in those times, there were newspapers which were published, and that also became a document or evidence of history. In those times, there were some famous leaders, reformers who read and spread their ideas. The poets and the novelists wrote to express their feeling. That also became an evidence, a document of history which we use to know about those times, to know more about history. So, with this, we come to an end of part 2 of this session. Hope you like this session. Like it, share it, and subscribe it. Thank you so much. Miles to go.